Hey guys, Omar Cologne, founder of AV Educate, wanted to welcome you to May and talk about books. This whole month I want to make it about books, and I challenge you guys to tell me about a book that you care about or that you're reading right now and that you're interested in. The challenge is to create a video, 5 minutes or less. Tell me the book, the name of the book, and a little synopsis of why you like the book. I'm going to start off with Career Projection 101, an Independent Contractor's Guide to a Successful Business and Balanced Life. And the reason I'm talking about this book first is to give you guys one example of what I'm expecting to see, and two, to talk about this book a little bit myself. This was a very good read. This book is, to me in particular, one reason that I particularly like this book is that the author signed it to me, which was cool. And then the other super cool thing was that on page 198, there's a photo of me, Clem, and some friends, which is over here, which if you get the book, you can see that. And you can see that my name is right here, Omar Cologne, which I thought was really cool to have my name in a book in any shape or form. I will go over real quick the book, the couple things that I liked on page 23 here. There's a passage that reads, "I often find myself working with people who had plans in their heads and knew how they wanted them executed, but didn't share all the details, or they expected me to read their minds and know what to do." That little sentence right there hit me hard, because that was one of the reasons I started AV Educate, was people like that I knew more than they were letting off, or that weren't sharing the knowledge with me that I felt that, I share with everybody else. What's the difference at this situation? Another passage I like in this book that was interesting as well is on page 138, which I feel a lot of you guys can relate to this one as well. Analysis paralysis, or the taking of the overthinking. Analysis paralysis, or the state of overthinking a situation so a decision is never taken or made. I fall into that a lot, especially with AV Educate. This book, I read this book in a day. I spoke to Clem within days, and we spoke about a couple of things we wanted to do for you guys. And it took me a long time to make this video just for this book. But I will leave a link to it. My 2 cents about this book and why I think you guys should read it is that if you are in that W-2 frame right now, or that W-2 kind of payroll structure, and you are trying to learn to get out of that and go to a more independent contractor type of setup where you have your own billing, you do your own billing, your own accounting, your own bookkeeping, your own taxes, and you want to do that 1099 stuff, this gives you a very good framework, a very good resource. What is fundamentally different about Clemco and Clemco.HR and this book is that this is now the first ever published corporate AV guidelines, essentially, to how we need to do business in this industry. And he also provides the next step further to say, hey, if you aren't there yet and then you want to get there, here's the turning points I had. And he goes through that in detail in this book, his personal growth in the industry, his personal experiences in the industry, and what the turning points were in his life. You may read this book and not think you're there yet, but you'll have that knowledge and you'll have the resources to ask those questions. And when you get there, you'll be ready. And also, once you get to a certain point and you start realizing that you have to manage time, money, business, job, clients, and things like that, he also is offering a one-of-a-kind experience as well with his Clemco.HR, where you can now work with an accounting firm and taxes and CPAs and bookkeepers who are specific to our industry and our need as 1099s, which any of you who knows, if you do this on your own, and if you've done this on your own, it was very hard, for me at least, to find the right person and the right team to do what I needed. And this book and his resources are giving you those directions you need to, and where you can go to level up your game. So I recommend this book as a good foundation. There's things in here that if you don't know, you should know, but this is definitely the groundwork you need in order to build from that knowledge of, I'm a W-2, I want to go to 1099. How can I get there effectively? How can I make less mistakes, less than I made for sure? I've made mistakes, even with talking with friends and family and relatives and people in the industry. Everybody's situation is different. My business structure is different. Everybody's set up differently. Now there's a resource you can go to get that structure you need for your business within your state or your region. And the book is written by an AV industry veteran, but it isn't just for AV. It is a great book for the general. So you can give this as a gift to people. You can, if you're watching this and you're part of AV Educate and you're just supporting the channel and you have friends or family who are in AV, this would be a good gift for them right now coming up. I know right now we're all in Cancel Fest 2020, but I'm big on reading. I look forward to seeing what you guys share with me. If you have read this book already, comment below your thoughts on it. If you want to hear more about Clem, about me, about Projection 101, let me know in the comments below, and maybe me and Clem will come on a Zoom call or do a podcast for you guys to give you more background of the book. But nothing beats owning the book yourself and getting it. I'll provide a link to that book so you can read more on your own about the gist of it and get your own opinions of it. But I highly recommend it. It was a good refresher for myself about basics. It was a good read to just see that there is now a resource that didn't exist 5 years ago. Now there's a go-to, a structured guideline of what we should be striving to do in the industry to protect ourselves as businesses, and how to organize yourself so that you're not always all about business.